Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to another awesome diecast review. Today we have the 2022 Ryan Blaney Bodyarmor Edge Ford Mustang. And this is not one of the wildest paint schemes of the season. I'm not really sure what is, because this thing is certainly out there. So without further ado, let's go and open it up out of the box. Alrighty folks, right, the good old box, and brand new from our friends at Circle B Diecast. Of course, you can save on shipping with that promo code down below, guys. Use code DIECASTBuffet. Feel free to check that out. And let's go on and get on with the diecast review. So, they ran a Bodyarmor Edge paint scheme last year in 2021. I gotta be honest with you, I was not a fan of that. But this one, wow, is this a cool looking paint scheme. You have a pretty bright shade of yellow. Then you have like this hot magenta. And then you have kind of like a sublime, kind of a green. And this thing is wildin', man. This thing is just out there wildin'. Wow. So you got the patriotic banner there, Bodyarmor Edge. This is so cool. I love to see the bottle placement, the product placement on the race car. You have the pink on one side, the kind of a sublime green on the other. Like a key lime green, maybe. It's just, wow, that's so cool. Got Pennzoil, Ford, got the number 12, and then you have the, no Penske logo there. Get the Sunoco decals. Just, wow, man, look at that, the bright magenta spoiler. You can see that through the back window. That looks so cool. You got the patriotic wheels on this. This is a patriotic paint scheme, but you could easily modify this car and make it a normal paint scheme for your diecast series. Just swap the wheels out, swap the window banner out, no harm, no foul. And you can make this a normal body armor paint scheme. And man, this thing is so cool. So you get the Ryan Blaney logo there, which looks so nice because sometimes on these 1/64 scales, and I'll show a quick comparison, they never make the name rails up to code. Look at the Chase Briscoe name. You can't even read that. And look at the Ryan Blaney one. I never understood that. So it's nice to see them actually, acknowledge that. So you get the Race Win sticker, which that's from the All-Star race, I believe, which is kind of interesting. I don't remember them in the past doing that. Could be completely mistaken on that. Get Advanced Auto Parts, Dex Imaging at 4, PPG, Mazak, Dent Wizard, and Discount Tire. Got Bodyarmor Edge there, Wabash. That's a cool looking paint scheme. The Menards Pennzoil car was really, really nice as well. And the normal Bodyarmor paint scheme. I mean, hey, Blaney's had some really, really good looking diecast. Got the American Ethanol ring there. Worth. Hey, even the Worth paint scheme was totally worth it. I'll stop. Got the number 12 there. Once again, the bottle placement. Just what a cool looking paint scheme. And the bottle placement on this car is much better than the bottle placement on the normal Bodyarmor next-gen car. Because this one, not only is one of the bottles kind of a little bit more forward, the other one's kind of in the back. So it has a three-dimensional effect. You have a background pattern, and it's only 2 bottles there. Sometimes less is more, is what I'm trying to get at. And I think this is a much more well-designed paint scheme. And I would love to see, like, this livery, but changed up every week with different colors, If they have 20 different flavors of drinks and they sponsor, I don't know, 8 races a year, it wouldn't hurt to advertise a few different flavors of their drinks. I know I would if I was paying that much to sponsor the sport. You have the Goodyear logo here, which they're kind of in a box with this one because one side's bright green, the other side's bright pink. I think they should have put a little bit of an outline there because you can't even read it, but you can read it just fine on the magenta side. Got Cup Series NASCAR salutes. Go to the back end of this diecast, and easily my favorite portion of this whole car is the magenta spoiler. Like, when's the last time you've seen a magenta painted diecast 1/64 spoiler? Like, that looks so freaking cool, man. Colored spoilers are kind of a fading art, if you will. Really don't see many of them anymore. Nowadays, they're always like a dark gray or dark black, so it's cool to see a different, especially a bright color. I got Bodyarmor there, number 12. Got, what is that? I have no idea what that is there. It's a unique logo. Let's go to the right side of this diecast. And just once again, the paint scheme just looks so much better than the normal Bodyarmor paint scheme in terms of the product placement, in my opinion. And, oh, that's another thing. They inverted the colors, too. That is such a... See, that's what I'm saying. This one's a little bit better on how they did it. When you have the lime green bottle a little bit more forward and the magenta one in the back. And on this side, it's the opposite. That looks so cool, man. They really did a really well job with this paint scheme. Go to the roof of the diecast, get the number 12. A little bit wonky jaw right there, but it can be a little bit challenging for some reason on these next gen Fords, this roof flap actually goes down. Like there's actually a bump. If you have one of these die casts in hand, you'll feel that, and it's weird. Like this roof flap actually goes down, but this one's like not as much. Whatever it is, it's kind of weird. I don't know if that's an error on the tooling because I've stripped hundreds of diecasts before, and the only 1/64 scale diecast that has ever had that I've, stripped down to the bare metal was these next-gen Fords. So I don't know if that's just what they wanted to give a little bit of a unique aesthetic to it, or, is that, a error on their tooling part. So it's got Blaney right there, and surprisingly, nothing on the deck lid. You figured they would put at least one of the bottles or whatever, something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe put a convenience store that they're sold at, whatever retail store. I think that'd be cool. The wheel color, though, I don't remember the wheels being this shade of color on the racetrack. I remember them being a little bit more brighter, a little bit more shinier, if you will. I don't know how accurate this is, but from what I remember, they were more or less kind of like this, where they're kind of like real chrome, real aluminum, very shiny. So when the light hits it like that, it's going to shine kind of a little bit like that. So that's what I used to open up the boxes, by the way. Works really, really good. A little pair of old tweezers. Yeah, absolutely. Pick up this diecast if you're a fan of the Body Armor cars. If you're a Ryan Blaney fan, man, you got to get this car. 10 times better than last year's Body Armor Edge car, which I thought was plain. The colors are really dull, It felt like it was more like a dull pastel color set, while this one is bright and vibrant. So a thumbs up for me to them improving on their paint scheme, because a lot of times teams like to downgrade their paint schemes, and I'll give one of the greatest examples out there. This thing. Yeah. That paint scheme was a downgrade, fellas. That's all for now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and pick up your copy of this diecast today. So that's all for now. Diecast Buffet, shining off.